Well, hello again, Everstrong family. We are currently reading still in the book of Romans chapter 7. This morning I gave verses 5 through 8 because I thought, at least at the time, they were very prevalent. But further along in the chapter, there was a set of verses that I've been waiting a long time to get to because they've always been extremely powerful in my life, someone struggling with guilt, shame, and sin. And I just wanted to make sure I touched on the verses 5 through 8 first, but this is where we're going to pick back up, is verses 14. So the trouble is not with the law, for it is spiritual and good. The trouble is with me, for I am all too human, a slave to sin. I don't really understand myself, for I want to do what is right, but I don't do it. Instead, I do what I hate. But if I know that I am doing wrong, this shows that I agree that the law is good. So I am not the one doing wrong, it is sin living within me that does it. That's a very important verse, and I say this very carefully because I know a lot of times it's meant to be an encouraging verse, but people can take it as discouragement or even just left there going, so wait, what? Paul here, first of all, just to give you a little backstory, Paul is the poster boy. Before he became a Christian, he was the poster boy for being the greatest Pharisee of his time. He was one of the most devoted in law, in education, in everything. In fact, he was the one that persecuted Christians after the execution of Christ. He was literally the strongest member the Pharisees ever had, at least in that day and age. When he converted to Christianity, he acknowledged that he was always a sinful person, and therefore he had to atone for his sin. He also acknowledged how undeserving he was for Christ's sacrifice. The part of this that's supposed to be encouraging is this. He acknowledges here, just like we do, that he wanted to do what was right, but he makes mistakes, he stumbles, he trips, he falls. That's an important thing for us to understand, because if the post-Christ, the greatest Christian to have ever lived, struggled, so will we, especially so will we in this day and age. But take encouragement in this, because as he says, if you want to do what was right and you acknowledge that you made mistakes, that shows that God's law is working in you. God's light is working through you. That's an important thing, because Satan's goal, his ultimate goal, is to weigh you down with judgment, with guilt. God's goal is to free you from those shackles with conviction. Guilt weighs you down, conviction sets you free. So for anyone out there, like myself, who struggle with shame over their sin, whether past or even present, their accidental stumblings, remember that when you feel guilt, that is an amazing sign that God is still working within you. And just like always, you woke up with air in your lungs, so he is not done with you, and he still has plans for you. So let's take joy in that. Can I get an amen, everybody? Y'all have a blessed day. The next video is going to be prayer.